Hello everyone. So yesterday we have discussed about the floating drum type BioGas plant. In this series, this is the next type of biogas plant, and as you can see, it is a fixed dome type plant, biogas plant, in which a hemispherical, dome, inverted dome, is used to replace floated gas collector, or we can say floated drum type. Floated drum, and that floated drum is now termed as a dome, fixed dome type, and the location of this drum is the ground level. As you can see here, this is the ground level. Below this dome is mounted in an inverted shape. Okay, and at the bottommost part of this dome, there is a digester. Underground digester tank is over here, as you can see. Yeah. And with the connectivity of material input, it is slurry of tongue and water is feed through this inlet part, or you can say the inlet chamber also. And here you can see tongue and water mixture is inserted over here, and in between and the main section, or we can say the middle section of this dome, is totally filled with the slurry, dung, and all biodegradable wastage. So at the bottom edge of this dome, and the presence of digester bacterial particles, the fermentation method, or we can say anaerobic fermentation, anaerobic process. So gases are released, and gases are stored at this level. Here the gases are stored, and here, as and when the vacuum of gas is increased up to a certain level, so obviously the level of slurry that has been pushed back to the bottom side like this, and in that case, excess slurry is goes to outlet chamber, and a certain level is also maintained over here. Once this level is achieved, then the overflow tank will come in action, and through this opening or through this passage, and overflow slurry or excess slurry is goes to overflow tank. So this is how this is work. Like the concept of this fixed dome type plant, this came in action in 1978, and this is the Planning and Analysis Commission of Lucknow. They have implemented this structure. It is basically China-based schematic, and which has been modified at certain levels as the hemispherical dome. In place of putting hemispherical dome, we are using a U-shaped structure over here, and for fixing this underground, this is an advantageous feature because the position of this underground, so the ground temperature, we can say the that is called this whole setup is maintained at a temperature above above the atmospheric temperature at the time of night in winter season. Okay. Because the temperature underground is higher than the temperature in surrounding, so it is an advantageous point by keeping the temperature at a certain level. Due to this, the provision of this dome is being done at ground level, underground. Similarly, in case of summer season, so where in summer season, so what happened when the sun set down? That conditions, the heat dissipation goes to atmosphere, and the surface of the earth is get cool faster at the time of evening time or sunset time. So because of the provision on at the underground level, so the temperature which is required for basic fermentation or anaerobic process required at very high temperature required. So that could be maintained during the whole day, either in a day or night. It doesn't matter. The temperature which is required for faster and effective fermentation or faster and effective aerobionic process. So in result of that, in terms of that, gases are produced, biogases are produced, and basically we have discussed about the biogases like methane and some other additives also, carbon monoxide and sulfides form also. But the major portion of the biogases are the methane itself, which is used, which has number of applications as a fuel in our daily life or for some industrial purposes also. And in generally, it is also known as Janta model. It is adopted by the most of the village populations, and this is very common setup. So that's why it is also known as Janta model. In this series, now we are going to discuss with some other. So this is another one type of a biogas plant. It is known as Waste Bandhu biogas plant. Here you can see the construction. It is similar to dome type, fixed dome type biogas plant. Only the difference is here where the digester is having curve, curved surface and at its bottom. And in place of using perfectly U shape, we are using hemispherical gas collector, hemispherical dome. And again, the location of dome is at the underground level, and how to supply slurry and water in 1:1 ratio with the help of mixing tank. The provision of mixing tank is above the ground level. This is another one we can say difference over here. So slurry and water is coming in 1:1 ratio over here. Here, few different levels are maintained. As you can see here, this is the empty space. Okay, this is the empty space where is for the sake of excess generation of gas, and this is the gas storage, and here's the going of the gas for useful applications. And this is you can see as a provision of digester tank. This is a digester tank. You can see here the base of the digester tank is curved surface, and again it is mounted located at ground below the ground level. Yeah. When the slurry excess in amount, then it goes to the displacement chamber, where we can collect the additional amount of slurry which has been sent to hemispherical curve or dome in order to in order to reduce the chances of failure of this dome. So this way it's worked, and this type of structure, this type of schematics come in action in 1984, and it's been invented by the Food Production Research Organization Commission, and it is very popular one because of its efficiency, because of its curved surfaces. So different level of register is maintained, depending upon the material requirement or rate of fermentation, rate of aerobionic process, the gas is discharges towards this. And second additional advantage of this, because of its curved surface of the digester tank, so there are very less chances of gas rejection or gas leakage towards the inlet tank, or we can say displacement tank, because it is fully covered with this dome shaped fixed dome or hemispherical dome. So this is another one reason, and because of efficiency in compacting size, it's preferred to use frequently. And so now we will see advantages and disadvantages of floating type and fixed dome biogas plant. As you can see here, the floating drum type biogas plant, constant gas pressure received technically because as per the movement up and down movement of the floating drum, so it is the shape, the up and down motion of the floating drum. So constant pressure of gas is maintained. Secondly, higher gas production. Okay, uh, that is less danger of explosion due to separation between biogas and air. It is very important issue, and no problem of gas leakage. There is no chance of any gas leakage because the movement of the floating drum that can manage the volume of gas. If it is less, it goes down. If it is high, it goes up. So the volume of gas is controlled, and that depending upon the depending by maintaining the moment of floating drum. So the volume can decrease and increase as per the generation of gases. Disadvantage of it costly. It is very costly. Okay, because novel element maintaining novel element is very high. Cost maintenance cost is very high. Less of heat, loss of heat for a gas holder. So temperature of the whole setup is not maintained because due to the maintain the dissipation of heat. So that's why loss of heat is a disadvantage of this kind of floating, this kind of biogas. Next is the fixed dome type plant. As you can see, less maintenance due to absence of moving part, low operating and capital cost. Okay. Once it is set up, no further cost is required. So, finally, civil materials or any materials can be required for erecting this kind of plant. Heat insulation is better because it is totally underground. Okay, the heat insulation, as we have already discussed about this. Disadvantage is gas pressure is very low. As the amount of gas is high, so gas pressure will be high. Otherwise, it's variable in nature. Required a skilled professional for construction because you are going to set up a very fixed setup. So very skilled knowledge professionals are required to create to set up this kind of plant. And scum is formed. Also, when scum is formed because the biodegradable materials has tendency to react with some uh, biogenic material also. That's why the chances of scum form. So this can we can say it's a disadvantageous point for fixed zone type of plant. So, now here some point are to be discussed for site selection for biogas plant. In this series, you can see the few points are here. So, number one, the site should be facilitated easy construction work. That site should have this kind of facilities where easy construction work can be done. Okay. And that construction cost also should be minimal. And second thing, the selection site should be easy operation. Ensure easy operation means to say the feeding of the plant, to ensure feeding of plant and operation of gas valve, composing, slurry, checking of gas leakage, drainage, and the water from pipe. That should be ensured properly in order to select the site for biogas plant. Second thing, the availability of raw material, just like down fine manner, plant must be closer, and the plant must be closer to the close as possible to cattle shed, so that easily the supply of wastage or biodegradable material to plant can be maintained easily. So this is the point noted. Second thing, the site should be in slightly higher elevation. We had very high elevation and the surrounding. So that helps in avoiding water logging First, first waterlogging. Second thing, ensure the free flow of slurry from overflow. When the overflow takes place, the slurry is taken out easily and it is dumped to the composite pit. So the elevation of that location side is slightly higher than the soil. This point is also very important. Third, last one, the temperature. For effective functioning of biodigester, right temperature around 20 to 35 degrees centigrade should be maintained and maintained inside the digester. And therefore, it is better to avoid very damp and humid places. It's slightly higher or hotter areas has to be chosen. So this way, these are some salient points before going to uh, set up any biogas plant and taken care. Thank you. Thank you.